Almost 2 years to the day since the storming of the US Capitol, supporters of former President Jair Bolsonaro launched their own assault on the seat of Brazilian democracy. It was an attack that initially went largely unchallenged by police, with questions now being asked about their role.
The fear is that there are Bolsonarista and people who want to who support a military intervention and a coup d'etat. They are infiltrated in the security forces, in the military police, in the armed forces. So they deliberately did not act to prevent the invasion.
Over the weekend, about 4,000 people had gathered in camps in the capital, Brasilia, calling on the army to stage a coup before marching on Congress. By 3 o'clock on Sunday, the march had turned into a riot. The condemnation from Brazil's political leaders was swift and decisive. President Lula said, "We call these people everything that's abominable in politics." The governor of Brasilia said they are true criminals, true terrorists who will be punished, while the Minister of Communications said it was an attempted coup d'etat. The destruction was widespread and chaotic. Offices were trashed, works of modern art ripped off walls. At first glance, it appeared disorganized.
They're not really insurrectionists in a classic sense. I mean, these are not people who are going to go in there with guns and hold the institutions against attack. Everyone's taking selfies. It's kind of like a kind of works outing gone mad. You know, everyone's had too much to drink and they just decide to smash up the place.
But despite that, there's thought to be a well-funded operation behind this chaos.
There's a lot of money involved. There are big guns. There are people with very deep pockets behind this. This is orchestrated. This is organized. This has been going on for months. And it's been building itself and organizing itself for years. So the extreme right in Brazil is actually highly organized.
The question is, what are they trying to achieve? And what role do the police and military play? Since October, when President Luiz Ignacio Lula da Silva won a bitter and contentious election, supporters of Jair Bolsonaro, the man they call the Trump of the tropics, have camped outside military bases. They say, without evidence and fueled by online disinformation, that the election was a fraud and that the army should intervene. They also accuse Lula, who has been president twice before, of corruption. They think he should be in prison rather than a palace. In Brazil, talk of military coups brings back painful memories for some. In 1964, the generals took power. For more than 2 decades they ruled Brazil, using detention, torture, murder. They also oversaw rapid economic development. It is that history these protesters, and whoever is behind them, seem to want to return to. And they're trying to persuade the security services to join them.
Do you not understand? You're humans like me. Stop being puppets, please.
The big question for Brazil at the moment is how unstable is the country going to be? And what is going to be President Lula's capacity to govern from this point onwards, given the power that the extreme right has shown to destabilize the country?
As the cleanup in the capital gets underway, police have also been clearing out the camps. Lula has in the past alienated the security services with his rhetoric, once even implying they weren't real people. Now he needs them more than ever, as he tries to govern an increasingly divided nation.